Hi everybody, in this video we talk about one of the Druid's great skills that I personally want to share with you in this video because I just found it to be a must. And I played the Druid quite a lot in the beta, in Server Slam, more than before, so I learned to appreciate his abilities more and enjoy playing it more. And of course he got a buff as well, a significant buff, so it was much more powerful. Now, the two main things that I really like about the Druid, first of all, AOE. It has crazy AOE, and if you combine it together, you can melt a large group of enemies pretty fast. The second one was actually the ability to dash. Now, if you play the Rogue, you know that the Rogue has a really crazy dash. You see here, I'm dashing towards the enemy. Now, this is based on a specific skill that allows me to do that. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to. But it requires that an enemy will be there. I can just dash into an empty space. Again, this is done using an ability called Shred. Now, as you can see here, shapeshift into a werewolf and dash at the target, performing a trio combo attack, so you can dash onto the target. And if you look at the modifier, you see that if you I invested in two modifiers, attack speed and heal, and also Shred's second and third attack also performs a dash. Alright, and also increase critical strike damage, so you can actually do kind of combo on several enemies. And because it gave me really great mobility and being able to snap onto enemies, and here even against Ashava, I was able to kind of snap into Ashava. You can do it a bit from far, by the way. Here it's a bit close, but you can do it a bit further away, and basically it gives you more time to avoid getting damage and disengage or engage, and basically have more time dealing damage as well, which increases of course the total damage that I deal to the target. Here is an example. You see how I snapped onto Ashava? Here's another one in slow motion and snapping to the leg. And the cool thing about it, because you can do it again relatively fast, it allows you to kind of even avoid getting damage, especially with lots of things going on, so you can snap on enemies a bit far and then snap back to the enemies. It buys you also some time to disengage with less threatening enemies, so you have your cooldowns ready. You know, all this stuff makes combat more manageable and give you better even survivability in general. So I'm pretty sure later on we're going to get some skill that allows you to use it even more often, so it'll be even crazier and more powerful. But even then, at its core base cooldown, I find to be very, very useful in combat. And by the way, this is especially true after I play the Rogue a lot. This is a class that I play a lot. And with the dash, it felt so useful, especially with the Rogue, it's more squishy. And more maneuverability. I find it that I really need it. It just makes combat for me just more fun. Now, of course, it won't be like the sorcerer can zap to your cursor anywhere on the screen. And of course, all the characters have a dash with the space, you know, you can actually dash as well. And if you compare it, by the way, to the Rogue, for the Rogue it's kind of a necessity. Whether you think, for example, with the Druid, it won't be a necessity, but still, when you choose it, it just feels that the combat more responsive, reactive. Now with the Rogue, it felt like it's kind of, again, a necessity, right? You need it, especially if you're playing melee. If I play range, well, not, because I kind of reposition. But even then, it's very, very useful for the Rogue, because it's more squishy. So when it comes to the Druid, you feel, alright, it's going to go melee. It has range, but it's more durable, lots of defensive capabilities, so it's not like a must. But still, again, it makes the combat more fun, and it's very useful in many times. So it's one of those abilities that, of course, not just give you a dash, of course, give you an extra crit damage, attack speed, again, depends on what you choose there in the modifiers. But being able to snap onto enemies, again, it's not the same as just zapping into an empty space, not at the large margin compared to what the sorcerer has with his teleportation. It's still, I found it to be very, very useful, and just when I play with it, I just couldn't live without it. So again, if you play Diablo 4, you're going to play the Druid, make sure to check this skill out, because again, it's very useful, make the combat more fun. And again, it has other benefits as well, not just dashing. But again, keep in mind that you can dash into empty space only to enemies. Thanks for watching, everybody. Consider leaving a like and subscribe to my channel. Many more guides are coming. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.